Okay, so this is, you probably know this is a binomial probability problem. Um, in case you want to know, you have a couple conditions for deciding whether or not it's binomial probability. You first need to have a set like total number of people. So this is like, that's going to be the 10 people over here. Yeah, you have like stopping point. You're only going to do this many tests or something. The second thing is you're gonna need like a chance, a probability for an outcome to be exactly same for everybody. So like it's kind of like flipping a coin. Every time you flip the coin, it's gonna have the same probability. Uh, Another thing is that there can only be two outcomes, and this one satisfies that. Lastly, you're gonna need to find a specific number. This one, it says find the probability exactly 3 will have visited a doctor last month. So first we're going to start with n is 10. That's our sample size, right?
Yes.
X is going to be 3. And then it says that 1 out of 5 Americans says they have visited a doctor. Okay, and what's the probability of 3 visiting a doctor? So basically 1 out of 5 is going to be, we're going to call it P, the probability for success. Basically 1 out of 5, or I guess 0.2, 0.2. That's the chance that we get them visiting a doctor. So let me see. Okay. And all right, looks like your class is using the actual equation. So that's going to be n factorial over n minus x factorial times x factorial. And then we have p to the power of x and then q to the power of n minus x. All right. Is everything making sense so far?
Yes, everything's yeah.
All right. So what this basically is, sorry, the probability of x. When you plug in your x is equal to 3, this will give you the probability that you get exactly 3 people, given that the chance for that thing occurring is 0.2 and that you have a total sample size of 10. So it's just going to be the calculation. I'm going to have 10 factorial over, looks like 10 minus 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial times 0.2 to the power of 3. Oh, and I should have mentioned this, but Q is going to be the probability of failure. You can think of it like that, probability of failure. So while P is the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure. Now what that basically means is that to get Q, all you have to do is 1 minus P to get Q. So 1 minus 0.2, and it's going to be equal to 0.8. So our Q is 0.8, and it's to the power of n minus x, so that's 10 minus 3. So once you put this in the calculator, you should get your answer. Yeah, I'll do some simplification. So for now, this is going to be 10 factorial over 7 factorial times 3 factorial. And then we're probably going to do, yeah, this part we'll have to do by the calculator. Yep. And then I'm just going to go ahead and simplify this as 9 times 8 times 8 over 3 times 2.
Okay, that's the part where I'm kind of confused.
Yeah? All right. I'll just basically, you don't really need to worry about this unless you don't have a calculator, but I'm just simplifying it. So 10 factorial, yeah, sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit, but 10 factorial is basically 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 and so on, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what a factorial is?
Um, no.
That's all right. This is just a quick explanation, but basically you take it like for 5 factorial, that's just going to be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Yeah. You just
Oh,
multiply
okay.
each number like below it until you get to 1. So if we do that, we have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then we have 3 times 2 times 1. And because of the way the factorial works, you can see that this part is the exact same as this part down here. So I can just go ahead and cancel that out.
Okay, cancel
And
that
we'll
out.
be left
Okay.
with 10 times 9 times 8 divided by 3 times 2 times 1. That's effectively
Oh,
how
okay.
it simplifies. Yeah.
Huh.
But for the most part, I think you're fine if you just plug this part into the calculator. You able to do that?
Uh, no, I don't know how to do that.
Do you have a calculator that you think can do
No,
factorials?
I use my phone's calculator, but I doubt. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, if you're using your phone's calculator, then you'll probably, yeah, it's probably good to use this method because it really simplifies it.
mhm.
So, well, I'll erase this one because anything multiplied by one is just the same thing.
Yes.
So you're just gonna have to put this whole thing into the calculator. I
So
think,
10 times 9.
yeah. Let me go ahead and put it into mine so we can check if we get the same answer. 10.
Oh, okay. Now I see where I got 120.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, so it's 720 and then divided by 6 equals 120.
Nice. So point 0.8. Give me a second. Hmm. Whoops. Oh, yeah. So you should be getting something like, yep, you get 0.20, and I'll
Yeah,
just
so
round
I
to
got
the. Hmm.
I got 0.21. So
Yeah,
201.
yeah.
Okay.
So then basically this is your probability. So your answer would be like probability of 3 is going to be equal to, oh, sorry, yeah, probability of 3 is going to be equal to this. And yeah, that's your probability. And if you wanted to write it as a percentage, that'd be 20.1%.
Oh, okay, okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Uh,
And one more question.